A very good afternoon to all of you. And I feel really privileged and honored by getting the invitation from the Law Department, Northeastern Hill University, not being a man of law. So whatever, from the very morning, many points have been discussed, and really I am enriched, I feel enriched by the discussion. So many of the diversions are there that I think. So far as the modifications, codifications, whatever, rectification, review of the Muslim personal law is there, then one thing, and what I understand from the discussion from the very morning, that Islam is very scientific. Islam or Quran is the best books on the world, and if it is getting rectified, modified, then under the supervision of the experts from this particular religion. That I understand. That views I got from the house. But one thing, look, Islam is scientific, no doubt about it. And specifically during its time when it has been initiated, during that time, it was the best religion, so far our understanding is, it could have been considered the best religion during its time, so far the text of Quran has come. Because during that time, even no religion has thought of whether the woman has to be given the right to property. The right to property that has been given. What would be the exact marriage system? Then the contractual marriage system, by taking the consent from both sides, that has been given. Even the concept of remarriage, that has been given. And you know, regarding the concept of remarriage for the widows, remarriage for the divorcees, that for a long struggle for other communities are there in India to get that right. But Islam has given it automatically. That's I agree. But at the same time, we should not forget that Islam has given the right, but with a lesser proportion. Because only sometimes 1/8 or half of the parental's property in comparison to the brother. So that is unjustified. So scope of revision is there. That is my personal understanding. And another thing is what is happening all over the world in the name of Islam. Look at Iran. Look at in Afghanistan. Then in the name of Quran, in the name of Islam, then things are getting manipulated severely. And the worst impact that is coming on the women. So if Quran is the best, its implementation is the worst. And regarding that, even there is scope for revision, and of course, by taking the confidence and consent of the intellectuals belong to that particular community who are learned people. But some scopes of revisions are there in terms of proportion, in terms of its implementation. So that is one thing. So far as whenever this revision will come, automatically the Uniform Civil Code will come. That should automatically be on the floor. And regarding Uniform Civil Code, this is not the first time that this government is bringing this Uniform Civil Code agenda. Because just after the independence, you know, the first time during the leadership of our first Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru, B.R. Ambedkar, and a section of the women leader of the Congress Party, they have brought this issue of Uniform Civil Code. And you know, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar has been given the responsibility to go for research and go for suggesting what would be the exact bill of the Uniform Civil Code. And Dr. Ambedkar has done severe research, huge research. And what came out, this is very surprising. Ambedkar has started criticizing the Hindu codes, criticizing the Hindu rules and laws, whatever they are in their religion, like anything. He just started opposing the caste system. He has started criticizing the upper caste of the Hindus. And so ultimately what happened? Huge pressure came from the sections of the Hindus majority, from the Hindu Mahasabha, and then we compelled to go for, instead of Uniform Civil Code, we compelled to go for the Hindu bill. In the name of certain rectification of the modernization of the Hindu religious laws. So that is the history. That's why Uniform Civil Code is a very, very critical issue in India. But rather than this modifications of the Muslim personal law, rather than this Uniform Civil Code, rather than this Special Marriage Act, many other serious issues are there in India, in the Indian society. And one thing from the very morning, we have gone through certain very common conception. So that this polygamy, this is very common and a severe problem of the Muslim society only. It's more of the Muslim society. Divorce, this is a problem for the Muslim society. Separation is a problem for the Muslim society. But we forget to go into the reality. Let me take some advantage of going through the government data published by the India government. I have gone through the census data of 2011 and also I have gone through all the 5 national family health survey reports. And the very thing is that polygamy is a bigger problem for the Christian community, not the Muslim community. Polygamy is a bigger problem for the tribal communities of the Northeast. And so far as the cases of separation is there and divorce is there, separation is a bigger problem for the Hindu community. Divorce is a problem for the Muslim community. Why this is happening? Separation is a problem for the Hindu community, divorce is a problem for the Muslim community. And if you take these two cases together, separation plus divorce, then these are almost similar. The number 1 rank is of Christian, number 2 of Muslim, number 3 of Hindu. So this is coming.
Are you talking according to datas?
Yes, all datas are here.
Oh, datas are here.
These are from the census government 2011. 2021 census is here to come. So yeah. we need to go through 2011 census. And as per census, you just look, just I'm here. Polygamy, as per the National Family Health Survey, polygamy or the practice of having more than one wife is legal in India only for Muslims. But National Family Health Survey data shows it is almost as prevalent in other communities. This is quoted in National Family Health Survey. The northeastern states with high tribal populations have the highest proportion of women. This is 2019-20. 2019-20 National Family Health Survey. Yeah. Listen. The northeastern states with high tribal populations have the highest proportion of women reporting polygamy, ranging from 6.1% in Meghalaya. 6.1% polygamous people, the highest in India, that is there in Meghalaya, and 2% in Tripura. And for the others, this is 1.3, 1.4, 1.9. The data is there. In STs, polygamy was at 3.1% in 2005-6 among Muslims than Hindus. Okay. And having said that, others means other than Christian, Hindu, and the Muslim. Others are having the polygamous rate of 2.5%, whereas the Christians have 2.1%, the Muslim have 1.9%, and the Hindus are having 1.3%. The Muslim rank is 4th here in polygamy. Yeah.
By this data, I would really want to understand that what is that you're proposing, what is that you're bringing to the table. Okay. Because what we are trying to understand here is that polygamy itself is a problem.
Right.
Right. By telling that Hindus, Christians, and others are also having this issue and giving us the data is, most of us have read it. I really want to understand that. Are you justifying that polygamy is right?
No. What I would like to say.
Because if it is a problem,
I got your problem and I am going to exactly that point. I am going to
points,
that point.
Earlier speakers talked about the points.
Okay.
So he's talking. Talk much. Talk much.
No. Okay, I got your question. I am going to this here only. Yes, madam.
Yes.
No. I am not going to debate
Actually, you should be on the topic.
Yeah, I am
rather going here and there.
No. I am exactly.
Propose solutions, please.
I am exactly. Sorry, ma'am. I am exactly going to the problem, and I am exactly going to the problem. Without going to the reality, without going to the real level picture, without going to the national level data, which is published by the government, you can't have a policy solution. If you want a real policy solution, you have to go to the reality, ground reality, you have to go to the data. Now I am coming to the point, madam. I got your question, I am coming to the point now. Then, the problem is very common to all the communities, right? Including the tribal communities of the Northeast. Then we have to go for a common solution to that. And that common solution may come through abolition of all the religious laws, because the religious law is not only common to the Muslim, the religious law is common to many of the sections. Then abolition of all the religious law and going to the uniform civil code, that can be a solution. If it is not, then at least the attitude, the sensitivity would be towards the good for common good for all the society. It's a question of common good. How that can be established? Whenever we are addressing all these issues of polygamy, divorce, all these things, but we are not addressing the issues of such a committee. Such a committee, the question of underdevelopment, and specifically it has mentioned that the Muslims are just little bit above the ST community, and it is lower than all the communities. Even if you go by this India Social Development Report, madam, you should know that is published regularly by the Oxford University Press, India Social Development Report. And some of the religious data, some of the caste data, those are available in the India Social Development Report. And according to those reports, then in terms of education, not only the Muslim women, even the Muslim men also, in terms of education, in terms of employment, in terms of opportunities, Muslims are in a very, very bad condition. Even we consider West Bengal as a state of very progressive. In case of West Bengal, the Muslim population ratio is 2.9%, sorry, 29%. And the government employment is only 2.74%. A community which is representing 1/3 of the total population, and in terms of government job, employment, that community is representing 1/50th. This is unacceptable. And here, National Family Health Survey has given one particular, that is very important here. That particular line I read and I would like to conclude here. Within quote unquote, overall, polygamous marriage was found to be higher among poor, uneducated, rural, and older women. It indicated that socioeconomic factors also played a role in this form of marriage, in addition to region and religion. So, without addressing the economic issues, without becoming sensitive, without having a sensitive government, without having a very practical outlook, and without going through the real level problem, we cannot solve the problem. My last comment, this is from the very beginning, from the very morning, we are talking about the Shahabanu cases, Sharia cases. We are not taking the name of Bilqis Banu. Look the differences. And that's why you compel here, madam, sorry madam, but yeah, you become compelled here to give the answer that this discussion is not to blame or target any particular religion. Somewhere there arose out a miscontrast. That's why you need to give this clarification. That clarification is unexpected, that kind of situation is unexpected. Look, that's how one case, this is very problematic because of the personal law. That I agree. And that's why I propose to go for certain modifications of the personal law. I am very much in favor of that.
That's good.
Yeah, I am very much in favor of that. But at the same time, whenever the Sahabani cases are getting so much highlighted, hijab cases are getting so much highlighted, but what happened to Bilqis Banu in Gujarat during 2002? She has raped by 17, gang raped by 17 people. They were imprisonment. Whenever they came out from the imprisonment, a particular political party which is indirectly representing the government is going to the in front of the jail gate and giving grand felicitations to the rapist. Yeah. So then this concept of miskontrast that arose out. So that's why we need to be very, very practical, very, very sensitive in dealing with this kind of sensitive issues, and whatever modifications needed, we should go for, because if we go by the scientific attitude, then science is always getting changed. If science gets changed, then what about religion? What about the religious law? That can be changed with a very sensitive attitude. That's my humble submission. Thank you. Thank you all.
So, one clarification, may I